In this example, we're going to determine the domain of a rational function and then write the domain in interval notation. So the first thing we notice is f of x is a quotient of two polynomials, and therefore f of x is a rational function. And then we know with rational functions, or in other words fractions, that we run into trouble when the denominator is 0. So let's find when the denominator is 0, and then we make sure to exclude those values from the domain. So we need to find where the denominator is 0, and then exclude those values. All right, so let's take the denominator of x squared minus 8x minus 20 and find when it is 0. We can easily see that this trinomial is factorable, so we'll go ahead and just factor it as a product of two binomials, which would be x minus 10 and x plus 2. And therefore we get x equals 10 and x equals negative 2. So anytime f of x is such that x is 10 or x is negative 2, we're going to have 0 in the denominator. So we must exclude these two values. However, to rewrite this in interval notation, we go ahead and say, well, let it be any number between negative infinity and negative 2. We can't include negative 2 only because that will create the denominator to be 0, so we put a parentheses. And then we'll hop on over to the value negative 2 all the way to 10, and then jump from 10 to 10 to all the way out to positive infinity. And the reason why we have these three intervals is because if we went ahead and took a number line and marked negative 2 and 10, we know that these are big no-nos. So what we're essentially doing is we're hanging out and walking along the number line until we get so close to negative 2 where we have to hop over it. And then we keep going and then hop over it, and then we can go out to infinity. So notice that we have to take this interval to the left of negative 2, in between negative 2 and 10, and then to the right of 10. But it can never be those values. So we have those three intervals in which the endpoints are the negative 2's and 10's. And we can see above that that is the answer.